I work for Wolfram Research on the Wolfram Alpha side. Anytime you use Wolfram Alpha, there's this little link at the bottom of the page that says submit feedback to report problems with the output or just general suggestions you want to make for new features, things like that.
Steven is in charge of handling all of the math-related feedbacks. So math content, of course, is our most trafficked content on the website, and so that's what most of the feedback is about. And we really need someone who knows what the students are talking about, because sometimes the students don't know what, whether what they're commenting on is a correct comment, that they found a problem, or they're just misunderstanding the math.
So one common piece of feedback that gets submitted through the website is about integral computations giving the wrong result, when in fact the result is correct. It's just not phrased in the way the user might expect it to be.
He understands where students are coming from. I think he's familiar with the problems students are running into, and he can interpret them.
As a student, I worked as a tutor for the math department for various professors. Part of my duties entailed constructing these math lessons, these tutorials for other students to learn how to use Mathematica, and Wolfram Alpha has always been a great help as a student and as a tutor.
In a lot of cases, we're just providing homework help, really. This is what Steven is doing, and he's doing a tremendous job.
Talk about your job search after school.
It was surprisingly short, the job search, which I'm very thankful for. I was contacted by the chair of the math department at Illinois Wesleyan, Dr. Zaya Drisi. She told me a former alumni, Brad Janes, was working here, and I heard about an opening, so I applied, talked to Brad shortly about his former position, asked him what he was doing here, and it sounded very interesting, like the way he was interacting with people both at the company and the users.
Steven's position is very special. It has to be a math background, just because and he solely focuses on that one topic.
One of the core things that you want to learn when you're learning mathematics is how to look at a problem, how to read it right, how to read it correctly, how to break it down and be able to tackle it and pretty much brainstorm different ways of tackling the problem.
We look for people that basically can handle telepathy, because you have to read between the lines when you get feedback. You have 2 sentences, or 3 maybe, out of which you have to make sense.
I've also been recently involved in translating functions of Mathematica into Polish, and it's always great working for a company like Wolfram. They produce a lot of software that's used to help students learn. It's making knowledge more accessible, and I really like to be a part of that.
We get a lot of thank you notes for helping people to graduate, or we get feedbacks from parents that say they're happy that their kids are using it in class. We get a lot of complaints about, where were you when I was in school?
Almost every day I'm using what I've learned in my math courses. I really enjoyed all the classes I've taken there. I've actually taken most of the courses that were offered. Can I make a shout out to professors?
Of course, yeah.
Right. I especially want to thank Dr. He and Dr. Lee for their help and for their inspiration. They really helped me foster a love for mathematics that I'm able to work on here.
Are people surprised that there's a human on the other end who actually looks at these?
Sometimes, yeah. We sometimes get a lot of feedback that tries to address that by asking, like, who's the robot, like, reading this, But yeah, there are people, living, breathing people on that end.
Anything else you wanted to talk about?
Maybe add another shout out
Yeah,
to Dr. Roberts. Graph theory was a great class. Big fan.